Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. It's Friday, so why not? But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight, because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country, because you have to listen to these things. These things, the trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them, and because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if these things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberian. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because of their vote, our leaders will be able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
C'est au-dessus de moi, encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas bloqué. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a un point qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué. T'as mon bien de moi avec moi, nous deux. En ce moment, on va battre au moins, néo. Mon temps dit, t'as mon mounier. On s'est battu pour moi, il pleure. Avec la locale.
Doing anything, the people getting amended. And with me from 2005 to date. We're all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired, peacefully, and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on that soccer page. You know what I'm saying? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say, I'm on record.
Ìyàwó abẹ́lá lókè yóò níbi tó jọba ẹ̀ níbi tó yànba máa ti sì mọ̀ pé yóò máa jẹ́ jíjí wọ́n pè sàmẹ́ fọ́sí o sí ti connect to connect. L'animateur Chogo Noska Yasin de Toyebi l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniche les vieux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, are largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have road? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities in the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we will prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talked nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children tuition, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe, they change grades.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. We say thank you for your continued support of LIBERIA Public Radio. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to have you here tonight. We want to thank you very much. We will do our best again to see, but this time around tonight program, we will open the line up very quickly so that we all can participate. Those who want to participate will do so. Tonight program, hopefully the panelists will join us here, but it's just like an open mic. I'm going to be all over this place, but I'm very good at that. I'm everywhere. So again, we want to say thank you. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing us here. My Lord, only through you that we're here tonight, and we want to express our appreciation for your continued support and for your continued blessing, the blanket of blessing, the blanket of protection that you provide for all of us. My Lord, it is only you. Because no man can do that. You have no choice to say this, I love, that I love. You love all of us. And we appreciate that. We appreciate you, my God. And we will continue to, whatever opportunity we have, we will express it. As our God, we say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord, for all that you have done and continue to do for us. Lord, you know we, the Liberian diaspora, have two tables to put food on. One here in the diaspora, another one back home we put food on. But it's only through your protection and through your mercy and the strength you give us that continue to help us out to go and work and provide for the family here and family back home. Only you, and we're going to credit that. That effort that you continue to give us every day, the strength. My God, no one else can do that. You don't get tired. You never tire. You're always there for us. Not today you say, Samson told, let me sleep a little bit. No, you're always there for all of us. And for that, my God, I want to say thank you. Lord Jesus, I'm asking you again tonight to bless the country, Republic of Liberia. My Lord, there's an election that is coming. And those of us that believe in you and trust you and know who you are, we put that election in your hands. We ask you, my Lord, please guide the process. My Lord, we ask you to bless the leaders of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. My Lord, we ask you to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you, folks. Let's get on with it. Let's get on. Just give me 2 more minutes here. Let me just do the house cleaning here a little bit. In the meantime, listen to this wonderful, wonderful song here.
Du blé Le cababayo la commence à bilo. Des Américains pas l'eau. C'est au Tiziwema. Encore une autre fidèle qui. L'Amérique n'a pas l'eau pays. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui. J'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas l'eau. T'as mon bien de moi avec moi. Nous on s'en va plus. On va battre au moins. Néo. On t'a dit, t'as mon mouillé. On s'est abattu pour moi. Il dit, là, le pays. Quand on soit du lot, allez, envoyez, bâti au lot, et là-haut, abela le pays, mi vito jogbaye, mi vito inomba, artiste mon pays, manager Gigi, ouais, peut jamais forcer, si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco, il y a 5 de Toyebli. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniché les vieux. Bon, nous doit dire, bâtir moi, conseiller c'est moi, dis-moi. Attends, nous, yon bébé, pétez mon temps à nous, bâtir. Mon développé, well, Kenny. Adieu, Tayo Sama de Kuyabayano. Oh, me. I see that cause it trouble. The Munda will go now. I'm on the way jogging down. Oh, but you are on the way jogging down. I see that cause it trouble.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Folks, the situation back home, as we pray for one another, please, let's pray for one another. Let's pray for our country as well. Because election, our people, I don't know whether we really get it. Election time, we think everybody our enemy. So quite recently, but before that, let me take you a little bit back to memory lane. I know many of you will say, no, Mr. Toad, that's not something we want to hear tonight. But I will try my best. Let's do this here. Let's put this. What do you think of this? Oh my God, what did we miss? Jesus. What that would have been a formidable team. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, if we have had this opportunity, if these two people have given us this opportunity as Liberian to truly redeem us. Oh my goodness, my folks. This is something that I thought that I tried to show this year. Can you imagine having the two true statement of the country together, working together, making sure that Liberia is stable, making sure that Liberia is rescued, and making sure that Liberia work goes well. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the kinds of things these people have taken us? The meat bone. Oh, my people. The cassava leaf, the palm butter, the gugu fried fish, the sumoni cassava and small fish. These people take from our mouth. My people, the two people that taste a good thing from our mouth. Can you imagine? We were not going to be telling this. They're telling the election over. There was not even going to be election. White ballot or black ballot or green ballot, or whatever ballot you want to call it. Oh my goodness, my people. My people, the two statesmen, if they were to come together and work for us, we would have been able to double. We're not going to just replicate, but we were going to double what Dallas Dillon did to CDC. We were going to double it. But, my people, what went wrong? That's a question to know. What happened? Why were we not able to succeed in this endeavor? Yeah. My people, what happened? What happened? But then other people say, Mr. Toe, forget it. Let's move on. Yeah, I will forget it, but my heart bunny. And my heart bunny. Let me explain myself a little bit. My heart bunny, my people. Yo, let me talk a little bit. I beg you. What happened? What happened? Yeah. Who put the sand in our gari, my people? Who did that? Yeah. He two people, my goodness. My people, y'all good evening, oh. Y'all good evening, oh. They think, yeah, that's small thing, oh. Can you imagine having the two statements? Let me put that picture up again. Can you imagine? Rescue, hello, rescue one to rescue two. No, my people. What happened? I don't know. Maybe God know. God know everything, oh. God know everything. So I will leave my own way. God here, oh. God there, oh. God know we LIBERIA people, we tired, oh. We tired. God know. So that one day I leave my own way, God. Can you imagine these people when they came together? My goodness, when they came together, what happened? We were able to select CDC in our own backyard. Tom and Father then were doing our money here, money there, money here, money there, sinking everywhere. CDC, you go to CDC, yeah, forget it. Ray barrier everywhere. CDC were all over the place. CDC chairman Monu said, they don't win election, I will resign. This is our backyard. They can't do nothing to us, CDC will say. Let me put the picture again, man. My heart bunny, my man, let me enjoy myself more. My heart bunny. The two people. They say, Monu, that you don't want talking like this. Monu, you see us together, LIBERIAN people are together like this, and you talking like that? Watch and see. People, they will not do anything in a player. That's it. One time, that's it. He's gone. He can make it. Don't follow all the way. The two statements. These two statements were just there laughing because they know that the LIBERIAN people were with them. And with their leadership, with them leading the quarrel, the sinking was happening. Nobody can stop it. Election came. The only person I was saying, no, that Yakokolba said, my people, you be careful, CDC. We will be all, we'll not play with y'all. They say, oh, Yakokolba, you always let us talk crazy thing. The message I'm crazy, I'm telling you the truth. We will be here. They say, oh, Yakokolba, you can make it. We flogged them massively. They couldn't even move. They were so confused. They don't even know who to put their finger to say you will cause nothing. CDC, zip. They zip it completely. They zip it. For weeks. You can't hear no CDC. You don't even know what a CDC exists to say. We start calling the light. The light started shining from Capitol Hill. When that light come on, the man say, you had a thing that want to put me here for us to see. About say they play Kaya, that they play for you to do the kind of deal. Well, they play that different thing. The man say, I was elected just like you, and I have all constitutional right to represent my people. About say, hey, sorry, The light started shining. The light started shining because of this. Hey, yeah. Let me put a people again, my bro. You two people, can you, my people, y'all let me enjoy myself small. What would have happened? What if getting here? That I on tonight. What if? Let me enjoy myself small. What if? Can you imagine? By the time the election was over, capu, finito, samatutu, fini. CDC was not even going to put foot, let alone put hand. But the question tonight I got for you, my people, y'all help me. Y'all help me. Who put the same in our gari? What happened? My people, y'all can't help me. What happened? Why, when we were up and out of a setting, they take the ladder from underneath? We were cutting the palm real go. Somebody came and say, oh, that palm went fine, you're drinking palm went up there, enjoying yourself. Let me come tell the ladder. Yeah, they took the ladder from underneath us. Everybody started falling. And the way when we were falling, we were not falling in the same place, though. We were falling all over the place. And then one fall down, the other one fall down, tabata. The other one fall down, kaka. When they got up, say, what happened? What happened, my people? Nobody could answer. That they play with L. That they play with air. So, the question now is this. What happened? That the question I'm asking tonight, my people. What happened? Because these two people, let me put a picture up again. My people, let me enjoy myself small. I beg you. I will come. Well, you will come in and tell me the reason. But let me enjoy myself small. That who break the beautiful football team up like that? Number 9 and the real true striker who broke the football team up like this. What happened? People will say, but Mr. Toll, that all politicians are greedy people. People will say, but Mr. Toll, all politicians, they got ego that they can't cash. It's so big, it's not nobody able to carry. People will say, but Mr. Toll, they didn't even know each other. Then they decide to come together because of one reason. Their hate for CDC and CDC-led government. Not necessarily hate, but that they wanted to make sure CDC learned their lesson. That's why they came together. And other people say, Mr. Toll, you don't know anything was going to happen? The fact they didn't understand each other, they don't know each other, they brought people together who were also insider, CDC insider. They blend them into your team. Mr. Toll, they will say, don't worry, begin. They will say, I say, hey, my people, the person who did it to us, he did it bad way. He did it bad way. Bad way. How you will do the thing to us? What happened? What happened? A year ago, Prince Johnson, he was kicking us around like we were some kind of football. Prince Johnson now is our Nico. When he time all while way they will CDC will score quick. That Prince Johnson now is our Nico. Our number 5. That Prince Johnson. What happened? My people, I need some help here tonight. And please, I will put a number up, but let's be respectful to the system and the process. I just need to know what happened. For me, This is my take on this. I say, where did I come from? Who invited? Who invited me?
What happened?
I enjoy myself. Who invited me on my show, bro? I enjoy myself.
What happened? Let me tell you what happened.
There we go. Tell me.
Let me tell you what happened. The Liberian people are sick and tired of people like you and many others on platform who are unable to produce what? A talking point. You pick a side, which is okay. It's your right to do that. But for God's sake, you have a presidential candidate you pick, you have a vice presidential candidate you pick, and you come and sit on this network screaming, yelling, without anything you are projecting as to how these people that you have picked will change the lives of the Liberian people. I should tell you what happened. I want to know how the education system will be improved. I should tell you, my people, you want to ask the people, you want them to know what happened. I want to know how the infrastructure of the country will be put in place. How much do they expect, or do we see? Where is the agenda? What they represent? You want to know what happened? I want to know good governance. You want to know what happened? I want to know what happens the last time they were there. These people, they are not new people. What is the alternative that they are bringing? Any change that we will see, that we can see now, and look at their surrounding, and you sit here, you're screaming. You want to know what happened? I should tell you more. I should tell you more, Samson too.
Why you come here now? You want to post the cold water onto my hot show here tonight?
It's too much. This is too much. You are not doing us good. You are not doing the Liberian people good. And I have to say, they are, and this thing, the thing about it, you guys are in majority that is doing this. I expect you now to tell me the policy of your choice. I expect you now to draw the contrast of your choice than what we have now, so that ordinary Liberians can make an informed
decision. We will get to that. I'm trying to go to the membrane lane to try to enjoy myself small, to go back and enjoy the good old days. Let me enjoy the good old days. We will come back to that.
You are the many of the reason these people are doing what they are doing to us. And you sit down here, you feel comfortable, you're asking people, my people, what happened? You don't know what happened? We should tell you more. I should tell you more. Samson told. And you think, you know what? You got up last night. It looks like you're friendly with the Minnesota guys, and I don't know where my Rhode Island guy, where he's staying now. All of y'all the same liberal group. I mean, they are the same soil backers people type here. Look, the country is at a crossroad. At this point in time, all of these people who are principal players, we need to start holding them accountable. We are not hearing the conversation we need to hear. It's insignificant, it's insufficient. George, we are go, and people screaming. No, that's not it. These same songs that are people that are yelling today, George, we are go, let the glory come down, let the angel comes, the angel that we have not seen, even though they are being injured in different forms and different contexts, tomorrow you will be one of those to come here and say you are disappointed. I do not want to see that happening. You are not asking a question. You do not have the guts to even call in here for us to have a dialogue. And then you're asking people, my people.
So let me ask you now, Mr. You can't here tonight. You can't here tonight to ring on my parade. The way you can't here tonight to do.
Tonight, I'm not in charge, but I'm here to make flour because I'm sick and tired of you people behavior. So whether you like it or not. If you want me to take charge, I take charge. Because this deceit, this hypocrisy in you people is too much. Wait a minute. You want to know what happened? Do you guys think Liberia is some sort of a joking land? You want to know what happened? You think it's just about the presidency? You want to know what happened? Do we know how they intend to govern? You want to know what happened? Who are these people?
I think I need to drink some water.
You can drink palm water. I don't care. Water can't help you. Look, this thing here, we have to forcibly take it from you people. You're in multiple places at the same time. When you're good on the other side, you're there. When you're bad on the other side, you're there. You say, yeah, you are unstable, you are unbalanced, you move by the wavelength. Now you are on breaker train. You say he's stabilizer. But when it goes wrong tomorrow, you will go. And there's a lot of evidence to prove that you are Liberty partisan or you are Liberty partisan USA, but you pay your membership due in Liberia. Should I put those documents out, Samson told this evening?
But what I want to do with our show?
No, that's the kind of hypocrisy in you.
I support my party.
You don't stutter. Don't act like you're a baby and you're talking. Let's have this conversation. Let's tell the people, Liberian people, what happened.
Okay, my people, y'all know what happened now. Let's move on, Mr. So let's move on. The people know what happened. You can't hear now. I was having my good time. You can't hear and start raining on my parade. So let's move on. The question was why these people were not able to hold together. Let me put that picture up. These two good statements, Mr. So. These two good statements. Why were they not able to hold together? That's the question I'm asking. Can you help me with that? Instead of blaming me.
I'm not blaming you.
Okay, what do you think happened?
You are also blaming you because you did not do what you're supposed to do as one of the supporters. I was one of those who frown on this thing here, and you guys were taking the political tone. Now the whole train derailed, and then you want to come back here to come answer. Yeah, it all happened. There you go. I'm in charge right now.
What did you coming from?
I heard my name. I heard Mr. So calling my name. So even though people helping me, I had to show up.
I made a mistake. I meant to call the other guy.
Because my stomach started hurting straight. I said, wait a minute, something happened. Let me go.
Yeah, I was having good time here, trying to have some good time with my show tonight. The man hijacked the show. Go ahead, Mr. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, why would you even ask that kind of question? What happened, my people?
The question was, let me put this.
I get one answer for the main question. Besides all the things what Mr. Sophie doing, I'm probably most saying in your career. If I tell you, most saying there. So when you asking who post saying in your career, right? What that reminded me of when you were asking was, back in the day, during our days now, I know your days, but your days too. Anywhere between two horses, that football fee.
Yeah.
A freedom ball fee. Anywhere you get small, let's pay a freedom ball fee.
Right.
Almost in here dishing your food. You're ready playing your freedom ball. I'm telling you, man, I'm saying my food. You're saying my food, you're going outside there playing. When Omar dishing up, you're trying to go score number 5 kind, he set you.
Mm-hmm.
2 of your set. The ball for in the Omar and rice. Who put the ball there? That is the problem we are having. The other people say, that the man set the man. The ball not going to go there. Other men say, but the man are going to go score. The man not going to so the problem because Joe Walker people say, that was because Cummings was too arrogant and they finger document and they not finger document. And then come people say, that was because Joe Biden was scared for who be he won't go to convention. They can't pay their dues. They want to say they argue. The Omar saying and they still saying now the football stay in her rest. And the brother stay saying that the mess here. The football stay in our food. So you have those 2 people there. When they said who responsible, the defender or the person that are going to score for the same for wasting the Omar rest.
Sissy, additionally, these people put a fraudulent document that was so divisive.
You really will fire to me.
This is very painful.
I tell you, the man really he can't to really disturb my show.
No, this thing is we're sick and tired of this thing here. This sort of double standard game here. This guy, this liberal here, was defending that document. When we say this document is a recipe to divide whatever coalition or political coalition, all right, it's understandable. Yes, I know how difficult it is, but from the get-go, these people document, they put together. I think we had this conversation. I'm wondering whether these people, do they have other people that they really listen to? Or they think that I'm a senator, I'm a representative, so you do not even have a counsel, you do not even have an advisor, you do not have anybody to talk to. Anything comes out of you, that's the founder. And the LIBERIA, they are the chief facilitator of this sort of stuff here.
Mr. Soto, I don't want to excuse those people, that they don't have people to listen to. They got people to listen to. But those people, do they have what it takes to look a leader in the face, the person who your daily bread depends upon, to tell them cheap? They won't ever buy it wrong. So what did they learn from the CPP document saga? I remember people yelled around here looking for that document. Henry Costa then released one. When people start looking and say, oh no, there is a revised version coming. Revised version never made it to daylight. Until people started complaining that somebody fingered it. Now, the new CPP, when I got to find out, and I'm a good consumer of news, when I got to find out that there was a new coalition document, a new CPP document after the other parties had left, that was when Musa Belete was on Spoon talking about Zanabi Cummings was, before going to Ganta, was a political leader. And then he said, the new CPP document. We're looking for that new CPP document. We can't find it nowhere. Yeah, it is now. You're seeing the MDR. You're seeing Ministry of Labor, MOL. They're coming together with the Unity Party again. So are they signing memorandums of understanding? When would those things be available for us to see, or are they top secret?
We'll never see it.
Right? Then here's what is going to happen. Somebody's going to come out crying foul again. It's going to be an issue. It happened, right? It was not a foul, but to them, but it was foul to the Liberian people. What happened with the ANC in Iba County? There are people quoting now that the CPP document says that the standard bearer should not announce the vice standard bearer at the convention. When we ask them, let's see that CPP document, they can show it. Then the same people that are saying that, we say, okay, but then Alexander Cummings have access to lawyers. His chief of staff is a lawyer. There are lawyers in the party. They didn't read that to know that it was not possible to name the vice presidential candidate in Nimba when they were posting it everywhere on Facebook. People who are close to Cummings was posting that was going to happen. They got in Nimba before they read out one sentence. So the problem is that I don't know if people are just being sycophants to these people and they're not telling them the truth, or they're just a bunch of inept people who just got paper with their name and degree written on it and they can't defend it. And I hate to believe that is the case. So the only thing I can believe is we have a bunch of inept people. We have a bunch of people who are just sycophants, and they will kowtow to whoever is paying their daily allowance without telling them the truth.
Again, folks, if you're listening, this is conversation with Samson Toh, who is in charge tonight. But as you can see, that the show has taken a different tone, and I will now turn it over to Mr. Show to run it up. Go ahead, Mr. Show. Mr. Soul, go ahead.
So you're not confused yet. I want to tell you more what has happened. Sister, you got it right. They would never call you to be an advisor. Nobody going to call me to say, this is why you think most of these people here, why are we not that we are not reaching out to them? Why you think most of these actors, they are not coming here to have a conversation? It's simple. Because they do not want to be asked questions. They just want to let us feed them in the bite. This is why we have people, the labor type here, who are so protective of their people. Why we're not even charging them? Come and explain the idea. Councillor Gonglo have been here. He was in Philadelphia to reach out. We're still working here. When were you? But he comes here and he's so brave. He doesn't know these people. He sells their agenda. So tell me, who does that?
I don't have to know them to admire them.
So
I don't have to know them to sell the whatever it is that
it's like somebody endorsing people say that what team? What you call team?
You got people all over the world that love Barcelona, and they believe in Barcelona. Not because they're member of Barcelona team. No.
Okay, fast forward. I think what we need to be talking now, and this sort of distraction is so frustrating. Why are these people now? They are experienced. Their parties or whatever they are satisfy them. They are endorsed them. What are they running on? Where can we find it? Who can come up for us to have this discussion?
Let me say something to
what happened to CPP, because I knew you were going to die a premature death because of greedy people. It's all about themselves. Liberian politicians they are never willing to take a political risk.
So let me say something to CCF very quickly. I think in as much as I am not a sympathizer of ANC, I said here yesterday, day before, yesterday, and everything else, and let me say that again. I think what happened in Nima, the fact that Honorable Comey was not able to name a candidate, a vice presidential candidate, based on that constitution. We should give it to Honorable Alexander Comey as someone who is building institution. Why are we going to not accept that than to say we don't believe in that? The people say it's in their constitution. If you want to know their constitution, go join their party. You're not a member of their party. Why would they want to release their constitution to you? For what? No. So they're telling you this is what the Constitution said, and they're going by the Constitution, and and you yourself, you made it clear. Before that, all of the people were putting it on Facebook. We're gonna pick. When they got there, Honorable Alexander Comey recognized that the Constitution does not allow him to do that. So he agreed with it. That means he's building an institution. That means he's a true person who believes in democracy. Why can't we give it to him on that one?
So yeah, real quick, yeah. Joseph Conto said I'm a leader here. He said we talk about it the last time. I'm a start talking about it, but if I now bring it back again, so Joseph, I'm begging you. Let me just give 3 sentences. I'm begging you. We are now running a village association where we say if you're not a member of our group, even you are now. Have their constitution online. You are running for the presidency of a republic, and you are telling us in order to show us your operating documents, we got to be members. Here is the problem. I don't have a problem with Mr. Comey saying a mistake and they're saying, okay, you know what? We don't violate our constitution. The problem I got is you are running for the presidency. All of your people around you, including your chief of staff, they haven't read your constitution. You don't have a lawyer. So this President Cummings will be planning on signing a presidential decree. And he will have gone around and advertised, and people's hopes are held high. Just when people sit around, they're waiting for them to sign the presidential order.
So
then everybody now somebody say, oh no, we just read something in the constitution say we're not supposed to do this. That's how we run a country. They will say, yeah, we'll clap for you.
We are about to take a divided road, and we are in the process. You are politicians. You've been in the politics is all about good calculations and making a good, wise decisions. That will not go necessarily with the supporters. But I tell you, when I saw that happening, I knew. I said there are some good strategies, like McIntyre and other folks there, because they were carefully watching what we're playing out coming from Buchanan, and that was a alignment situation. I can tell you, Cummings and the ANC/CPP, whatever they call themselves, they are at a crossroad in a sense right now. If they are not calculative in terms of making some good choices, that would be the end of their campaign. And they saw that happen. What kind of like I think what they call this guy party, Liberty Party /UP, they went a little bit fast in the sense that what they were trying to do was to outrun and kill the substance of the ANC convention. Because if ANC are going ahead to make that announcement, even though there's a video, I think I sent it to myself, which Comey himself, they did announce. But when Nyomli Kanga sent that tweet, it was a good political decision. And guess what? What it did? A legal person, what his name said? Lafiagu, right? Came up. I mean, I can tell you, I talked to somebody, I think we had that program. It was well managed and orchestrated behind the scene with very few people knowing what was going on. That is why you saw Comey there. Look, it was just not for nothing, because why? If they could probably, there are two things. Either they don't have negotiation was inconclusive as to who to put forward. Remember, all their basket were when Nyomli Khan got Lawrence. That's the wrong thing to ever do.
But yes, Mr. So, let me push back a little bit. We are now running Ablao to say, oh, we come today, we're doing and we do it. You're running for the Republic of Liberia presidency. I don't have a problem with the strategy, but the strategy was not matched with an information campaign that would support it.
Okay.
You could have done this. They have done this so many ways. Like what they did out there and said that there was a motion on the floor that was unanimously voted to say that the CPP endorsed candidate should not announce the vice presidential candidate. They should go to the home of the vice presidential candidate. Here was the mistake with that. Number one, why would you have a motion on the floor to restrict your candidate? Right? You already said, according to Musa Belete, that in their constitution, in their agreement, the standard bearer has the right to select his or her vice running mate. So then why do you come up with a nomination on the floor? When that didn't fly, they started to pivot to, oh, by the way, it's in the constitution. Then that makes it look like the likes of Lafayette, who is a lawyer, the likes of Mariah Yakula, who is a lawyer, and plenty of other lawyers in this place did not read their constitution. So for me, it would have been so easy, not a motion and not a constitutional argument. An elderly person, you go traditional, gets up and say, my son, we know you already announced your vice presidential running mate. But what we like to do, we don't want you to announce somebody's child out of their home. We're baking you about whole water.
What do you say?
Cola, go carry the person where you go and announce, carry them to their home, to their people, and you announce them there. Simple.
But that's what they said. That's what happened.
No, the rest of vote on the floor. You didn't listen to my point. They were not supposed to have a vote on the floor because you cannot have a vote to restrict the person's right. The rest of motion on the floor.
Did I hear
it was not an appeal. It was a motion.
Sese, did I hear you saying they should bring white chicken?
I didn't say white chicken. I said, you probably full of plenty. I said
they all goes together. You bring.
But my point I was making here was
I have a different version, though. I respect your view. I have a different version. Then I will come back to say we are not running an associate. We are talking about the institution potentially positioning herself from power.
We're talking about culture in the country. You say institution. We're talking tradition. In your tradition, people don't come to you say, hold your heart, don't make an announcement right now.
That tradition,
that LIBERIA tradition where all people can tell you to hold on.
They can't come in here.
No.
You about to graduate you for now. You don't have tradition like all people can tell you to hold on.
Welcome to the show.
There. So which tradition takes over?
Even in our own culture, Lofa country, you can go sometimes the people about the court case. An older person will say,
people, multicultural people, in as much they are Liberian, people of different culture, different society, different political attitude.
So the culture they see everywhere in Liberia, culture they see
everywhere. The older people have the gavel. You can ready to make an announcement. Old man can say, my son, you hold on to that thing a little bit.
Let me say that with all the Tabata, you're the Gonglo, you're the Boyka, the ANC people, when Zaza Kawapo, all of the chiefs today and put them together, my people, the election here, a lot of trouble we can. You let Lee Joy we are. We're bringing the cola, we're bringing the white. You will allow that tradition to take place?
No, not that kind of tradition we want.
No, relax. Again, you're comparing apples and oranges. Number one, Zaza Kawa was even elected by the chiefs. Now, what make it want to look like anything happy? Listen, he was an appointed. So
they were having elected.
No, that's different. If he can be elected, that's fine. If they can, because the fact that the post Zaza Kawa to go to the fact that when after what happened, he refused to go there. We say where he to go. And he come back there, then he will be chief. So let him go across it.
I don't know. But to be honest, right? I think it was one of the smartest, if they are smartest, because ANC has gone ahead.
But what the communication strategy that's put in? I agree with you. I will give you that even if that strategy was good, the selling of it is bad.
The only thing, all of these parties, they are finishing touches when it comes to putting their information and somebody who that is there to properly articulate to make it convincing is not there. That's why you have multiple people speaking with
power maker. All the political parties only get power makers. They don't have communicators. They can't just throw thought to make flower when they move on there. They don't come to communicate. They don't come to convince people. They come to argue. That's the problem.
So, but the rescue 1, rescue 2, and the mother of rescue mission, they're quite different. They explain. But sister, let me something I saw on Facebook.
Let me ask you your Liberty Party thing, and you support the people, which is also okay. When Nyombli Kanga deployed and said the war, our team, what was she exactly referring to? Which team?
Mr. So, man, don't do that one. When we join a team, she endorsed a group, then you say which team you're talking about.
Not only that, she said, I'm taking my team. What do you want her to say?
She's taking Darius DeLong, all the other LP leaders that were with her when they endorsed
without calling Liberty Party name.
That's what she meant.
So that means that not Liberty Party, she taking it.
Benete get Liberty Party on paper. He get a car frame, she got an engine. So she's taking
exactly. So, but she doesn't. The law will give her promise. She called Liberty Party name. So she said,
"My team." Liberty Party name anywhere. But the people that are going to vote, they don't need to say a Liberty Party.
They don't need to say a Liberty Party.
Before I can vote, they don't need to say it. They can leave the frame with Hassan Belete. You keep the car frame.
So, Cesar, what do you make of this other one here she did this afternoon that I saw? They had at the Capitol building where they. I think that's going to go against them though. As a senator. As senator, not Unity Party, but as a senator, sitting senator, making civil servants to asking them to wear an emblem supporting a particular political party. I think that might not sit well. If somebody sued them,
which law would that be in violation of?
Well, I think it's in a code of conduct.
Let me lay this down to you. Number one. That is not the first time the Staffers Association endorsing somebody did that for even how to call in Darius DeLong before you were running. They have done that to several CDC people before too. Number two, when you get EPS people wearing CDC clothes,
that one is true.
Public, then you want to talk about staff. You did a lot of things about.
I mean, it's just so hard because everybody rewriting history. That's the whole thing about it. It makes it so difficult, but I'm not sure what is the right proceeding. And if the electorate does not demand some real answers as to why they should vote these people, I'm sorry, we're not even going to have that conversation. I don't see any green light of possible debate where we can accommodate that sort of breathing space to ask these people. They would never, we're not going to see it happening.
So you know what I want to see? You know really what I want to see? I want to see a.
Let me say that before that. Let me welcome Madam Martha. You were here watching us tonight, Madam. You were thank you for joining us. Go ahead, Cesar.
My man, actually, more Frederick not here, but his twin brother Joseph here, Joseph Konto here, just soaking me the whole day.
No, Frederick owned that one word I can use that can bring him up.
Make it be in my inbox and they sit down on the stairs back to back. But you know, I love these guys. These are my brothers, and it's really good for Liberia. But what I want to see. What I really want to see is a debate of policies and issues and vision of President George Manuel, former Vice President Joseph Nyimabwaka, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, Mr. Tiawan Gonglo, and because I know Badella Cooper now, she's joined the Unity Party, so I don't know whether she want to be on that stage. And even having somebody like what's the guy from the UPP? What's his name? His name is skipping me. But you have all these people and Ambassador Barnes. You have these people on a platform, on a credible platform that will be simulcasted, carried by other platform, and they sit down and you ask them, the Liberian people, the media, trusted media personality, ask them critical questions to expand on their mission and their vision. I think that is what a lot of people will not agree to, because that is what the people who are the quote-unquote underdog that can't get numbers, like the Gonglo and the Kumis, that is where their brilliance will come out. And those people who get the numbers, they will people start to see into that, and they will not agree. The major political parties, and I'm saying that right now, the Unity Party and the CDC will not agree to that. To sit down on the stage where they have to discuss real politics and policy with the presidential candidates, not surrogates. The actual people who are going to be occupying the presidency, they will not agree to that.
it's a challenge. Control. It's a challenge to Mr. Cummings to come here again because he promised Samson how many months now today? They are persistent, and we can't force them, and that's it. And that's the saddening thing about it. And you just put it into context, Sissy. And the reason is simple because they do not want people to discover their weakness, their inability as to how they can even protect or even defend whatever administrative power they try to gain as either an executive or whatever. And this is why you will see all this drama and entertainment, yelling, screaming will be going on. Unfortunately, the Election Commission cannot do anything because, like we already said, the ruling establishment does the same thing. So who are you going to crack down and you think you're going to let people go?
Let's welcome Dr. Toto here tonight, who's watching us. I'm not too sure whether he's back or he's still in Liberia.
He's back. So, okay. Mr. Joe, you brought up something. Let me lay it down here. You talk about that staffers meeting. There was a line that was started by Senator Kanga Lawrence that was echoed by Senator Jeremiah Kun. And that line was, we have teams everywhere with senators. We are going to tell Jose Nyeman Boakai, go on vacation in Lofakante. You don't have to be on the campaign trail. We will campaign for you. You know what their strategy now is? They know the old man will not be able to go to all of the counties. So now we start building a defense to say we are telling our people to rest because we know we can win the thing at one round. He even got to go campaign. Say we're campaigning for it. So when other people start complaining and say, "Oh, but where Joseph Boakai?" They say, "Oh man, what are you asking for? We told Papa to go rest. Papa resting. We don't want to do the campaigning for him." That is the new talking point that they're starting because they're looking ahead at how rigorous the next 5 months are going to be.
Is it too far-fetched to say that perhaps we're going to have a dual vice presidential, not nominee, but a dual vice presidency, where Senator Nyomli will most likely be helping Jeremiah Kun to run some of the things on just a Barker administration?
More than likely, she's going to be the campaign, the chair of the campaign team, and they already announced her that she's the mother. She's running the things, and she already said that. You know, they're going to tell Papa to go.
Why is he even asking her? He have said here numerous times, say you rescue mother one. So why would
that's why they call her.
Yeah.
So now when she struck that, for me, that was one thing that I was like, wow, these people are already thinking ahead because they know that people are going to start asking questions.
So let's go into CDC now. I've not seen a lot of stuff yet, except for what Segu Carrasco, who always put a lot of things up. But today, the only thing I saw was that he put a lady picture and said the real rescue mother. But they think okay, they think
you know why CDC is relaxing?
Don't say they're relaxing. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. They're not relaxed. Like CDC will relax. They're in trouble. They got no message. Don't come here and tell me CDC is relaxing. They're not relaxing. They have no message.
I can't we need to from platform to platform talking.
You see that kind of thing he put up today? Seriously damaging the not just the Unity Party or what about damaging the national security, putting national security of Liberia at risk.
If I say Akara Gray now is on attack with Jeremiah Kun. If I say relaxing, I'm not saying they are not running campaign. There's no, that's my view and that's my opinion. These, whatever major, or should I say, people that we think should be a contending force with the ruling establishment, the Unity Party, the ANC, where is their presence really being felt? Are they going into these projected areas that are assumed to be maybe CDC stronghold? Now, I listened to some of that stuff here, but like what Sissy was saying, okay, now they are telling their candidate there are people going to be going to those places. When the candidate, he or herself, should go into those places, the Lofa, the Grand Basso.
What's the difference? What you want? You want the gunshot or you want the monkey?
You see?
You want the gunshot sound or you want the monkey? That monkey mean you interested in how it get to you. You know, it's not an issue.
I like how Mr. Soka look at your brother when you not throw something.
This guy, I don't know.
Yeah. We're telling you whatever message Rescue
You don't
One
want to
has.
you don't want to mock me, eh?
Yeah, whatever message the Rescue One has, if the Rescue One, Rescue Two, and the Mother Rescue Mission would take the messages out.
Look, to be fair to them, though, even in this country, it's difficult for the presidential candidate to go to all of the constituencies, right? They try to hit major places where they see they either need to raise money or that they're in a little bit of trouble, but they know that they can turn it around and stuff like that. Usually they rely on their surrogates, and most of those surrogates are either the governors of the states, or if those people belong to different political party, then they look at the senators or representatives who are in those places, right? So having the likes of Wellington G. Smith coming on board and her along with Yomdi Kanga Lawrence saying they will deliver the Bassa Belt, and they charged Jeremiah Kuhn with delivering Nimba County, and they charged Prince Moyi with delivering a Bond County. That's how they were splitting their things, all right? So these people, presumably because they have been elected in those places, already have electorates that listen to them. And so they're going to tap into those electorates and try to expand on it. Presumably that's the idea.
No, that's a very good strategy.
In actuality, is that going to happen? Are they going to put more money and more efforts into that? If they do, that's a good strategy. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. That's my only problem I got. Because I'm still waiting to see the structure, because they're still building this structure. They still say the train has not left. The train is not leaving until major people can be on board, according to Jose Iman Boakai. And today, Jeremiah Kuhn said that the vice president told him that the train was not going to leave until the rescue mother was on board. So the rescue mother boarded the train, and now they're ready. So I guess there are a few more people that they're waiting for to get on board, and then they would I guess, roll out this grand campaign team. I don't know if they're waiting for the likes of Henry Costa and other people to stay joined. I don't know. But to Mr. Soul point, it is a great idea. It is a grand strategy. Would they put effort and money into it? That's a whole different thing.
No, I think with the sort of line, or if that's something that they anticipate or will be doing, and those people are willing to go out for, even right here in the great United States, campaign is all about being strategic. You don't waste resources where you shouldn't be wasting it in the first place. You have to minimize and make wise of your resources that you have. And so you look at some places, right? They are in your column, or you want to go to your opponent and chip in that numbers significantly, so that when it comes to the other place, it can add up to it to equal something. So like the Bond County, the Lofa, those are places that we know they will be heavily contested. However, you can create some havoc into an opponent where you see, even if you're not going to go there, so that it's like you're on a war front. And you can't say because enemy coming to you, you're going to be with. You have to do something to repel them, or do something to distract them, to create many front. You have to stress them out. So hopefully they will do that. I mean, there's no part, even if the entire country were paved, there's no way that a presidential candidate say you're going to take a tour, all of that. It's a very exhausting process. This is why you must have top surrogates or people that you really.
Some of us are willing now to travel to Liberia for that purpose.
Who travel? What?
What's your name, Maura?
You?
We'll go all over the country.
You sure you're not going to stand around? You single, be ready, be ready.
You went Liberia, that will ever heard from you until you came by here. You stopped.
I saw the back went live one time, so they all post showing the top.
That one he does that, you see him. So, but I think what would be your guide decision in the grand finale, Councilor Tiawangongo? Who idea seems to be compatible with his political idea as far as you are concerned? You in it, you being in it. Is there anyone that in as much as opposition? I don't know.
So Councilor Tiawangongo is an open book. We're going to say that we keep looking at the calculus. We keep doing calculation. At the end of the day, we are hoping that we're going to go round 2. Now, if by God forbid it doesn't happen for us to go to round 2, then the calculation is going to be focused on solving for X, and that X has to be Liberia and what benefit Liberia and Liberians. So whoever, of course not George Weah, but whoever in the opposition, if we see that this person might not be 100% what we want, but there are lesser of two evils. that person we're hoping we will come out to support. But one of the things you will say about us though is that even when Councillor Gonglo was talking,
but Sese, if it is not Josh, we are the most. Then there's nothing else. It's Ambassador Wakai. Only Ambassador Wakai and Josh, we are going to go 1 and 2nd.
So the other thing is that you can credit us that in our team there is a discipline of making sure that confidential conversations are had, and until we're ready to bring it to public, we don't do that. Even when Councillor Gonglo talked to Yombli Kanga, we didn't go out publishing it. People would not have even knew we had a conversation. Had Yombli Kanga herself not announced it, during her speech that the councillor talked to her, because what we're trying to do is to make sure we have these conversations about Liberia where we are not over amplifying it and making it think like it's about something else. Somebody's going to be a queen or a king. No, this is about people that want to lead the country. And so when we go to have these conversations, we try to make sure we keep them as civil and as close-knit as possible, so that people can make informed decisions without having a lot of unnecessary, outside influences affecting them. So we'll let you know. We'll definitely let the Liberian people know. But for now, Councillor Gonglo is still running because we still believe that he can be able to go to round 2 with George Weah.
What was the essence of her making a sort of public disclosure with these other political actors? I mean, it's common. It is a common thing that happens. People talk and see what sort of how to solidify your political base and all of that. You're making an endorsement, which is good. But what was the essence of inserting that sort of those sort of conversation? This one came to me, that one came to me. Was that really that how it should be? Is that a normal process?
No, but it's something in Liberia. What is normal in Liberia is a different definition, right? I think though, Councillor Gonglo was a collateral damage. It was not. We were not being used. We were not being used. Gonglo was not being used as the target. Yombli Kanga Lawrence was very strategic. She was trying to get at Kumis, but she could not run directly and call Kumis' name right away. So she had to find a way to soften the blow before getting to Kumis, because she didn't want Kumis people to say, "Oh, who are you?" and try to say she's nothing and she doesn't have weight. So she was trying to lay out there, trying to soften whatever punch was going to come from the ANC and the CPP. And I think along the way, just like what Jeremiah Coons did. Coon did with using what's his name, Senator Snow, in the process before coming to, talking about Kumis and the ANC and the CPP have been after him since November to April. I think the main message that he was trying to send was that Kumis were after me from November to April. And Yombli Kanga's point she was trying to make was that Kumis came to me and I said no. But they couldn't just jump to that because it would look very childish. It would look very personal. And so along the way, we became collateral damage. And when I say we, I mean Councillor Tewan Gonglo, in the case with Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence and Senator what's his name, Edwin Snow.
But I have not heard any kind of reply. Maybe it's out there, but from Councillor Gonglo on this issue. I don't think I don't know
what reply should there be?
Exactly. That's the discipline level.
You can have this consolidated meeting to see how you can strengthen yourself to say, hey,
was going to be a good choice by any means to anybody. So if she said we had a conversation with her and she, she respect Gonglo as one of the best legal minds in the country, as one of the good sons of Liberia, but she didn't, in her calculation, she didn't go that way. What is there for us to say, to come by and say, oh, and you did, no. When there was a conversation had, and there were decisions made.
What do you guys make? What do you guys make of Charlene Bronskin extending a flower or whatever it is of olive leaf or olive branch to Senator Dillon and Senator Lauren that they wanted to make peace and for them to come back home? Is that genuine, you think?
So where is the home now? With the paper LPP or the casting LPP or the engine LPP.
And that's exactly, and that's the kind of response Senator Dillon gave, that she needs to be stable and come back, Because
the other people want to come home too. They say the home on the other side. But look, LPP, I think Charlene Bromskin is a very smart, intelligent lady, but I think people ill-advised her and they threw her in the thick of things. and she's torn apart she's been torn apart by two very strong opposing forces, and it's dangerous. But I hope she'll make the best decision. I think she's electable as a representative. I think she'll be a good choice as a representative. I think it'll be an easy win for her, but she has to find a way, and I think she has to find herself.
Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and put the numbers up and see if anybody, unless you have objection to that, the hijacker.
Well, whatever name you want to call me is up to you.
Hijack 1, hijack 2. So today I saw something funny.
You
rescue 1, rescue 2.
So I saw something funny on Facebook today. United States. They put Jeremiah Kuhn and they put Yomri Kanga together. They call it Koto 1, Koto 2. You know how was my answer? They say Koto. So the two people again, they said, I call me Koto. So that Koto 1. Rejector 1 and rejector 2.
This political tension with the boycott, the Unity Party, and the ANC, what could be in the end game if this continues? The surrogates, even the leaders themselves, kind of like, is that a phone call? Somebody?
Yeah. Caller, hold on 1 minute. Let Mr.
Soul, you getting me?
Yeah, we got you. Let Mr. Soul in, and then we can
go ahead. Let caller go ahead.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, how you doing, guys? This is Elvis from Minnesota. Hello to Mr. To,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Soul, and Mr. Goya.
Guys,
I have to be honest. I got to be honest with you. I scare a little bit, to be honest, for the CDC. I scare a little bit.
A little bit?
JMB, yeah, a little bit. I think JMB and the guys are putting together a good coalition. And, it's kind of quiet on our side. On the CDC side, it's kind of been too quiet. I don't really know what's going on in the CDC camp. But for me, it seems like at the end of the day, everything that they're doing is going to be for naught, because I want to put a proposition out there, and it's going to be undemocratic for many people. But Josiah Yuma Boycott benefited from the 2005 election, where it was widely speculated, and a lot of people has accepted that it was stolen from George Weah. Some, massive irregularities in the 2011 election led to an easy, no-contested second round because of irregularities. So people like Yaka Koluba threatening war and
you don't support on denying election, huh?
The one now,
that Trump people now they denying election. People can always say that they can bring data for us to see.
Hold on.
War didn't come. When Ellen took it in 2005, war didn't come. She what they can call a strong arm robbed George Weah of his mandate. They took it because they said it was for the benefit of the country. They couldn't afford to give it to an inexperienced man like we had at the time. It was the best thing for them to do. So it's something to say the end justified the means, and it did that. And everybody kept quiet and said he would get his chance. So what would be your take if this election was not as fair as possible? I'll leave it there.
Okay, thank you. Let me take the other caller. Go ahead, caller. Yeah, go ahead, caller. What's your name? Where you're calling from, caller?
Good evening, Mr. To. This is Joseph Conto, and I'm calling from the nation capital, Washington, D.C.
Go ahead.
Just to see.
Yes. Hey, I'm here to speak about Mr. Cummings. We understand that Mr. Cummings is considered in Liberia as an underdog. Every time he's spoken about by media or practitioner, they make it seem like he got no followers. The issue about Charlene Brodsky and the Liberty Party, people push her around. In fact, there was several interviews that she had. In fact, she even had a preference at one point in time after being time, and she was trying to bring about reconciliation in the party. But if we have people interest, it make it difficult. It make it very, very difficult. And because of that, she stood her ground. She stayed with the party. And we see every decision that was made by the Liberty Bar, the 2021 Constitution, the Supreme Court said they were in the right to do so. So, I mean, what can she do? With that being said, though, you know, we the Federal people, we have a saying that the bush that you can overlook, there where they can get the rope to tie you. Mr. Cummings, he didn't know there's so many.
I think your phone is cutting off.
You don't get the shot. Mr. Cummings.
Control, you want to talk about Cummings, you got to find a place.
All the ANC people get phone problems.
So let me go. Let's go to the next caller. Go ahead. Let me go to the next. Caller, go ahead. 612 number. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, Terry calling from Minnesota.
Terry, thank you for joining us. Just hold on 1 minute. Let me merge you with this other caller here. Please just bear with me. Okay. All right, Terry, go ahead. Go ahead. Callers, just hold on 1 minute. Let Terry make his point. Terry, go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, I think that Mr. Cummings is failing in many regards. Firstly, I think it was a big flop, that particular convention, because he put the people under the impression that he was going to announce his running mate. And by not doing so, it shows his level of the lack of proper organization. That means you're not properly organized. You don't put people in the mood that you're coming to announce your running mate, and then you somersault quickly and say, oh, you know, we want the people to be. You're not doing it to nobody, you're doing it to yourself. So I think what he did, it caused him to drop point. And when Yombly Kanga came out the next day to endorse Ambassador Boyka, it raised the momentum for James. So you see, you got to understand the political tempo that's going on in the country. When at this time, Cummings waited too long after Ambassador Boyka announced his running mate. He waited too long. He put everybody under the impression he was going to announce his running mate. Then he went down low. You know, it dropped his momentum automatically. So right now, everybody is running on a high tempo now with JMB. For him to recollect it, it will be very hard.
Okay.
So whosoever he presents, it's going to be very hard for him to recollect that momentum that he needed to bring up right after JMB had announced his running mate. That would have been a perfect step. And if he had even carried Charlene, even though I believe that Charlene is not the right person for the job right now, not because she's not competent, but because of the Congo scenario, the Americo-Liberian scenario. You know, it does not match up for name Cummings Alexander and then Charlene Bronski. That ticket will not really resonate with the people.
Okay.
You need to break it up.
All right. Thank you.
So
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's take. How many more calls you want to go? A lot of calls are coming in.
Yeah, let's listen. Let's see.
Okay. All right. Caller 405. Go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Two and Mr. So. How you doing, Stacey?
Thank you.
Hey, how you guys doing, man? I got a few things to touch on. The first one is I want to touch on my CDC brother about the coalition.
Okay, just hold on 1 minute. Let me merge this other caller here, and then you can
If
go
you
ahead.
look at the coalition,
Yeah, caller, just hold on. Let the guy finish speaking. Go ahead.
and Mr. So says and Mr. Two, look at the coalition. You go back to 2017. Yombly was there. Dylan was there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the guys were there. So they in fact that thing that it's a straight thing. Young people on the JMB ticket in 2017, and they were good. In second round, they were whipping Grand Bassa County. First round, we came second. The Bronski in Grand Bassa County. So that thing is not strange to us. In fact, some people are left on that thing. Nuclear are left for nothing. Snow are left for nothing. A lot of people are left for nothing. So I don't know if the Ure family going back. I don't know that for right now, but I listened to his permanent journalist today. Whether Sese can confirm it or not, maybe he will not confirm it that Gonglo and Costa might likely be marching something together. What that one Sese can talk about that one. So
Okay.
for my brother to come out to say, look, your what CDC, if CDC is having too much press conferences, it means that something is slipping from them, so they're having too many press conferences. You see, Tamafara and the other guys, they are in Lofa County. Since the voter registration started, they have been in that county. So we're not in the business having too much press conferences. Look, we have our team set. We're going to the elections with President Weah and Vice President Joa Hawatera. That thing is set already. So we're not here. Now, one more question before I leave. Please, Mr. Toh. This quarter before, the quarter that left before me say, oh, come in. Let us watch off for the 27th. If coming and now, I think the reason why coming did not announce his running mate in Nima County, in Gompa City, Nima County, they want to, because that running mate is, they want to, not from Gompa, not from Nima County, that running mate will come from Grand Bassa County. They want to take that running mate in Grand Bassa County. In Grand Bassa County to make that announcement on the 27th. If that announcement, that program turned out well, the Nyombi program, Nyombi is in trouble in Grand Bassa County. Thank you very much.
You.
I pardon the show.
All right. Okay. Amos, go ahead.
Yes, please. If you give me a minute, I have a little background in marketing, but Cummins' problem is marketing what he has. Mr. Toh, you cannot deny that Cummins has the best platform for Liberia. Well, I just thought, I was listening to you. I like to listen to you because I just like your personality for some reason. And I wrote this just a little. If you can give me 1 minute, it's a 1 minute commercial. And
we're charging CBP for commercial.
Commercial for who? For Cummins?
The CBP they will pay.
For for Cummins to market himself. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, if he contact LPR, we'll do that.
But the message you want to win, Nana. The message you want to do a commercial.
I'm not a Cummins person, but I'm just telling you. So please give me that. Look, I'll come to on you.
Okay.
You right now.
All right. You coming to call Mr. Sue on me? That's a threat. That's a threat.
Okay.
Okay, you got 1 minute, please. I don't want to.
I'm about to turn on you. You welcome.
Go ahead.
This is a conversation between Flomo and Mommy. He said, hey, Mommy, I see you sweaty looking for care. Where you going? Yeah. Mama said, I'm getting married. Mama said my wedding gown. But here you go. I gotta go to Broad Street. I gotta go to, I know what they call the place there. I didn't play me. I know that I got fed there or something. I gotta go pick her up there because the poor no man. There's no way to say again. I gotta go there. Hey, mommy. In this day and age, are you serious? Oh God! I see why Mr. Cummins say he's gonna change this country. Really? Who's coming? Cummins, I want to be running for president. Oh, really? What is he going to do? Cummins said he is going to geocode this country. You know what I would be what I mean? Geocode the country? That means every house in this country going to have a code, a number, just like America, just like Europe, just like anywhere. So anytime your man say you wedding dress, you gotta go to Broad Street. What? Go to Broad Street and fighting for Keke, you sweating and you're playing. But no. Bring it back to your house. Anyway, really? Yeah, and coming up war. In fact, the whole country here, will be geocoded. You know what I mean? You want to go to Kakata, you got to ask for a drive, jump on here, if will carry you right there, anywhere. You won't go to enter in Guaso. Oh, What about your uncle living in Grand City? Oh man, my uncle is just go there. Get the house, right there. Yo, I'm going from now. Oh yeah, oh. Yeah, man, yeah, hey, God, plenty things that you want to do there. And you know what I mean? People will be working. People will be delivering. People will be, companies will invest because they'll bring money. The GPS people, like Google, all that will bring money. Everybody, a lot of people got work to do in the country. Yo, that was you see what the man is? The man named Call Me, yeah.
Okay.
Call Me? Yeah, that's the man name.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We will not charge you. Coming ANC, your O also. You see what we do it to for you tonight. Free gift. ANC people. Okay, my brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me take this one here. Okay.
CDC on the commercial coming now.
Yeah, CDC commercial coming out. Hello, Samson told LIBERIA. What's your name? Where you're calling from? Go ahead. Hold on. Jesus.
Dry face.
Yeah,
that guy that just left alone. Guess you're a dry face. I just wanted to say that. Well, I wanted to.
We're gonna come in commercial with Siri all over Flomo them speaking.
Yeah, I'm going there. Yeah,
but it's interesting.
Well, let me say this. I told you guys this the other time. Mr. George came on the show and just dismissed it. I think Mr. Goyer, you the analyst, the analytical, like everybody on the show. Well, I think Cummings' best.
So what that mean to us? Therefore, well, you see that how you can look. How you can look for a problem? What you mean by the man more analytical than all of us?
I say on the show along with you guys too.
You not put two again. I want to question a man's view.
I was talking about Cummings going through having a base. He can build his foundation on the base of CDC. There are a lot of similarities, a lot of overlapping ideologies. He has to maybe go through CDC. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf can negotiate, a continuance of a CDC since you don't want United Party to get in power again. Cummings has to really consider it. Look, we're not stupid. We all see the situation. Cummings is way behind Joseph Boakai when it comes to, the popularity in the country. But for me, I'm saying this. The other guy that called talking about CDC, you don't need to be having press conference. Look, no, we're not sycophants. We see things and we see that when the momentum is twisting, it's twisting. We can see it, and momentum right now is in JMB's favor. We're not lying. We're not lying to ourselves. So when that guy is talking about all of this, those are the delusional CDC people who will be supporting CDC no matter when the wind is blowing against us. We act like so we see nothing. George Weah and his people need to step up. This is what you need, McGill. If JMB can work with people like Jeremiah Kuhn, who is associated with Prince Johnson, let George Weah go back to Nathaniel McGill. That was his star man. Let him go back to him. Forget about the whole stupid extension business. Nobody's going to tie the government here behind the back. JMB didn't care about extension. He went and worked with Prince Johnson. Let the president go back to Nathaniel McGill, the man who knows how to get things done so that we don't be at a disadvantage in this election.
Wow.
Because as I see it, I will be honest and tell you the tide is going against us. And I need to step it up. I just want to go back and make that
thank you. So that's very interesting, though, because if JMB is working with Prince Johnson and the president goes back to McGill, you think the American can step in and say, we're not going to work with your government because you're working with somebody who is sanctioned?
I think those are false equivalences. Joseph Boakai, as much as I still don't support his ticket, is working with Jeremiah Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn get knee. Him knee is Jeremiah Kuhn. It's an individual body. It does not live in the Prince Johnson shell. Just stop that thing. The man stepped down from being political leader of the MDR. Jeremiah Kuhn became political leader of MDR. And so they're dealing with the political leader of MDR. Prince Johnson is a partisan of MDR. You see that talk there. But the second piece is, though, the president, it will be tough when you are sitting president to do the things opposition people doing. It's really hard, to be very frank. If George Weah was in opposition, it would be easy to say we'll bring McGill. We'll talk about that one later on. We'll get to that bridge, we'll cross it, right? But you understand.
Let me call this one. Please, the person been calling you a lot. Let me see if I can get him. But go ahead and make your point, sister. Please.
President, you are making decisions for the country. You're waiting for foreign aid to pay the salaries of your of government employees and everything. Are you going to right there in that time with all that responsibility say, I'm going to do exactly what other people with no responsibility to the nation right now are doing? You can't do that. So
Okay.
George Weah is like the father of the house. You know, you got children. You can't afford to be irresponsible right now because it's about food.
Let me see if this caller, can you hear me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks for calling. Go ahead, make it. What's your name and where you're calling from anyway? We had to call you back because I know you are trying hard, but the other people are online. That's right.
My name is Helena Wilson. I'm calling from Texas.
Thank you, man. What's on your mind?
Topic on a discussion. You were talking about JB mentor. JB not going nowhere. The election is about President Weah. President Weah must complete his 12 years. Go up and down.
You not come back again tonight, again, man.
President Weah must complete 12 years. So all you're talking about nothing. The president here, he will go 12 years. I don't care what they do. They want to be in the country and be sweeping the country. You're not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. So he might just stay in the country and be sweeping there because he's not coming more over. And is not coming back. He even want to say because he go for Shari, then I come up people now Jonah. So that even that one say that good talking point for us. So Congo people go together that good talking point for the election. So me, I want to say more. You must say that again. There will be easy already. You'll be beyond Google. You'll be beyond Google. So the election here, as long as Eddie Johnson said he do that 12 years, they not take Eddie Johnson said it over there. And then President Weah, they say they will use country people like JB there to take President Weah. It will not work. But the reason why they not want country member whole power in that country, they want it will not work for them. It will not work. So you start hitting your head. After 12 years, they will consider anybody else. Whether you conquer, whether you did, they will consider it. But for now, President Weah will complete that 12 years.
Okay.
I don't care what to do.
All
so
right.
You must start wasting your time.
Okay.
Brother,
Thank you.
I start calling brother. The last time I call you brother, I get in trouble.
Okay.
Uncle, because my auntie on that side, she said, I'm going to start calling you brother. So thank you for the show.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
I let you.
Thank you.
No, Wilson, thank you so much.
Samson told LeBron Public Road, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Good evening, Mr. Toe, Mr. So, and Sisse. My name is Victor, and I'm calling you from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, thank you for calling, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my point I want to make is in regards to the ANC. I said this on another platform. I think the ANC lacks strategy, and that's what is giving the ANC hard times. Mr. Cummings doesn't have people enough to advise him, even though the party claims that they have a lot of educated people. But I think the too much educated people in the party is giving the party a hard time. That's my opinion. The reason I'm saying it is, first of all, Mr. Cummings, knowing the fact that he never supported Unity Party in the 2017 election, he shouldn't have gone into a collaboration with a Unity Party. That was his first mistake. Now, they went into the collaboration, the CPP with the Unity Party that they never supported during the 2017 election. When Councillor Bronskin passed away, peace be to the ashes, I expected the strategy team of Mr. Cummings and the ANC to immediately embark on trying to gravitate towards the Liberty Party, bringing the Liberty Party on board with the ANC, given the fact that Yombri Kanga was never going to contest for the standard bearership of the CPP. They wasted so much time until the Hulubalu started within the CPP, and Mr. Cummings, was dragged. That was his second mistake. His third mistake was he went with Musa Belete, who doesn't have leverage in the party, but is running with documents. The next problem, the last and foremost problem of the ANC is that the ANC continues to do things in the United States when the people in the United States, 20% of them will not even participate in the election in Liberia. I have said this in a lot of ANC groups that, yo, you people cannot be having big conventions, collecting big monies in America, which is not bad. The party needed money. But can we strategize on taking some of these conventions to the people in Liberia, wherein we can say Manyata can come and put a $500 liberty in the basket, contributing towards the presidency of Mr. Cummings or towards the party? I think that strategy will work. I said this 2-3 years ago in some of the ANC chat room I was part of. And they refuse to listen. They keep having these big conventions, collecting the big monies, and people in Liberia are crying that, who are part of the party, are crying that they don't see money, therefore they can't go out there to campaign or even carry the words of Mr. Cummings. So Mr. Cummings did it to himself. I'm not sure if he's going to even come there in this coming election. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm looking at Councillor Gonglo, the CDC George Weah, and Ambassador Waka. Those are the people I'm looking at. And if Councillor Gonglo's come third in this election, then Councillor Gonglo becomes the kingmaker for whoever becomes the next president of Liberia. But the ANC and Mr. Cummings, I think they lost their mojo in my Liberian voice.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Thank
you very much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
You too. Thank you. But please stay there and listen to us. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Top.
Okay. All right, guys, let me take the number out. Mr. So, any number from your side? Any call from your side?
You pick the call. I said, go ahead. You have the authority to pick up the calls. Actually, I left my phone. I think I get it way out down.
How you would give the board director authority? You the CEO. I supposed to give you authority. Then you say you're giving me authority. Oh, let me take the other call here. Come on. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Pop. How you doing?
Not bad. Go ahead. Make your point. Because we took the number down already.
Say I give the man free advert. Let me do my own. First of all, hi to everybody. For my Liberian people that listen to me, I just come with one small message for y'all. You're not one Baka, you're not one Kumi. You please look at Congo. That man, a 4-man lawyer. You all know what they call 4-man lawyer. So, you look at him. They say he get broom. But when you get broom in the horse, you know what the broom can do in the horse. You know, when the children eat the rest green all over the place, and the broom can use to clean it. And when you clean the horse, you can be telling them what to do. So you shouldn't look at the opponent talk. And for other CDC woman who saying, so we are got to go 2 years, the Liberian Constitution never say any president can stay there for 2 years. They are not selling for him, you're full Congo. You hear me? So thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. I think we got to put restriction on
I
it.
sent the cash app already to Mr. So before they got king also. We already pay we try our there.
Good evening, Mr. Josh. I know you've been listening. You got any contribution yet? Because we only have 20 more minutes or so.
Sister, how you doing, Mr. So? How you doing?
Oh, yeah, Pa Josh.
What's about me?
Samson, how you doing?
I will work on you. Then you said you. All right, let's leave that one. Go ahead.
Let me just say something to the second to the last caller there. Look, people have their own view, perception, how you look at them, that's it. So, but to say that Mr. coming to America raising money, can't go to Liberia raise money. I mean, we need money for politics. Mr. Comey is saying Liberia, the ANC go around. So I don't know what they're talking about. So, but that's his view. I don't want to go down that road to argue with anybody on their view. It's that really hard to look at it. And I would say, if you think that Joshua is good, that the country doesn't need a change, that's okay. Then just keep it like that. You know, then you can let Joshua admit that if he go doing the job that one, that's okay. So that's my first comment on that issue. So each people have the right to say what they want to say, but I believe in Mr. Cummings, and I think that also I think the Liberian people decide who they want. Whether George Weah or Buckeye, Cummings or Gonglu, they will make that
So
decision.
let me ask you this point blank. What's your chances? What do you think Cummings chances are in this election?
We believe that he will win.
Okay. Mr. So, same question to you. Mr. So, what do you think CDC chances are?
Why you can't ask me about your party? You ask me.
I'll talk about my own party. I'm
The
asking
message
you
they call other people before coming to you.
I've not even heard from these people.
You don't know that.
I know they are contesting, but what is the message? Why should I trust them with my votes?
You hear the message, so you don't know that.
There's asking so he always distancing himself from the people, but it's simply your time to defend.
I'm waiting for them. If I start to get their message, their vision for the country, then perhaps probably we will come to that point. But as far as I'm concerned, we're just having the talking point because we need to have our people to be informed. But it's very disappointing what is happening.
On a serious note, Mr. So from your own perspective, of all Councillor Gonglo, Honorable Cummings, Ambassador Waka, and President Weah, in the last week or so, who do you think the country is talking about more in terms of?
I don't want to put myself in that whole basket of being opinionated, what the people saying. But I'm saying one person so far is driving the message and doing everything possible and telling voters, telling Liberian people why he wants to be president, making that case, going into the trenches, talking to people, experiencing the reality of today's living in Liberia as to how, if he becomes president, that can be changed to something. And the only person that I've seen doing that, both in and outside of the country, is Tiawan Gonglo. But unfortunately, Liberia is a different land, it's a different society. We are in ties with entertainment. Celebrated sort of star is driving us. So, including we in the media industry, not much is being paid. Even though he's making himself available, he's conducting interviews, he's talking to people, and he's telling them why these problems are there and how they can be fixed. And mind you, as a dialogue with these people, they are also creating that connection. But again, is it sufficient with the mindset of our people? Who you see, what sort of independent group now? The only poll they will be conducting, you go low, somebody, okay, when the election take place today, blah, 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 who will win? And then you have the person, oh, that person going to win. Is that how you conduct poll? Where is the survey? What are the cardinal issues to date? Go to some of these battlegrounds, and we're working on that to do that. Go to Lofa County, go to Grand Bassa, go to Nima, go to other places, talk to Moravians, sit down with diverse group of people, not just only politicians or people who are just like a praise washer. We have to open that corridor to the voters, to the electors. Put an alternative. Why you want to? Are you a registered voters? Yes. Do you intend to vote? Yes. If you are voting, what are some of the what are 2 or 3 basic things you're considering? Or we put that forward. What are you considering to vote for a president for this candidate? But we are not doing that. You just take a microphone when election is tomorrow. Who are you going to vote for? You're not even telling them. You're not predicting anything about the future of that person as to why he or she must vote. You know.
You want me to take this other call or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hi, Mr. To. This is Mrs. Balayam, Katajara Balayam. I'm calling from New Jersey. How you guys doing today?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kotu, for calling. What will be your contribution?
Well, I want to thank you guys so much. I thought you were asking a question about what the political atmosphere looks like. Who do you think? And last day you were on the ANC. I hate to. For me, I like to beat my own drum up. I think Mr. So was saying what he don't know what I want, but I know what I want. When the list of the second to the last guy who this liberal failure of Mr. Cummings. Normally I don't. When you notice me, I do not attack Cummings personally, the ANC personally, I don't. But it had come to a point that all of the behind the scene talk have been getting to like free. I talk, we have been advice that we have been giving to the ANC, they still not listen. And it gets into me to the point that with all the listing of the enumeration the guy made, the last one that it did that better book, the chemist back with me, was to involve Ellie into this whole VP candidacy, situation. Why Ellie? Why did you bring her into this whole thing? When Ellie listed with George Fiat to have the culture today that we have, to be in the situation today that we have, and you call Mr. Clean after they sit there and say Ellen made 64 because concession agreement, and today you go back to the sea Ellen that you described that it was corrupt government that she had over. I mean, that got to be so bad. That got to be so bad today that I have to get to the ANC. And also unfortunately that I'm on I'm driving right now. I can't go into the details, but I want to say that they have done the worst. With numerous things that they've been doing, I'm like, okay, let me do it. The last one they did that got to me was just going to Ellen to make a contribution towards the selection of their VP. I want to say thank you guys so much. I just wanted to add that their contribution to what you guys saying today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We don't get those call.
Mr. Josh?
Yeah.
You want to reply to that because you were on here last
Let
night.
me just say, Madam Cottage, it is her right to say what she wants to say. Like it or not, what if somebody wonder Ellen? Ellen is a human being. Ellen is a former president of Liberia. The question I'm asking is, suppose Ellen today come back and endorse Joseph Boakai. What would they say? And I want to see Joseph Boakai platform, distinguish his platform from that of Ellen. I want to see that. Let me see the platform of Boakai to distinguish himself from that of Ellen. I want to see that platform. But this notion that they're throwing in the whole thing is Ellen is the one that they're running to, the ANC running to, that communist is running to. That's a narrative they want to create instead of addressing what the problem is facing the Liberian people. But now the narrative they're pushing, Ellen is the one that involved within the ANC. Come on, what are you talking about? Joseph Boakai. If you want to go there, Joseph Boakai. Can you defend some of the things that Joseph Boakai has said? Joseph Boakai is the same Joseph Boakai who said that he don't want to see Congo people in power. Mr. So got a tape. I sent the videos there. They're very late Bronskin you're talking about. When Bronskin questioned Joseph Boakai, that, I agree with you. You don't want Congo people to be in power, but let me ask you, why do you then Congo people should not become president too? The tape is there. You people go and look at some of the tape. So when you're coming out to say these things, you should be very careful. Joseph Boakai and Bronskin, he told Bronskin, I know Congo man will be president. He don't want Congo man to be president. The tape is there. I said my thing because I know I got evidence. The tape is on Facebook. Now, you're going back now to we around Ellen now.
So who the Congo person in the race here?
Huh?
Who the Congo person in the race, in the presidential race?
I don't know. For me, I said Aaron Liberia, but that's the thing. Joseph Barker went to Mr.
Asking you now, who the Congo person in this race?
Who, me?
Who is the presidential candidate in this race that is a Congo person?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But I'm seeing she's talking about that Ellen is the problem now, that the accusing the ANC going to come, Madam Ellen, and she is part of this problem. I have always said, Ellen did some good things in Liberia. Like it or not, Ellen did some good things in Liberia. Was there some problem? Yeah, she was admitted. But are people saying now that Ellen should not have nothing to do with Liberian politics, ex-president of Liberia? That's why now the black people are pushing that Ellen should not have nothing to do with the presence of Liberia. So I'm saying to them, what happens if Ellen comes tomorrow and endorses Joseph Barker? What would be your response? All they're seeing is speculation.
You're not taking call again, right? Or
if you want, if you still
driving
want,
the ANC, all along from 2017, Ellen did not endorse Arizona Cummings.
We can be talking.
Ellen did not endorse Arizona Cummings from 2017. But it's at that time moment now, they perceive Ellen now as the one who is driving the ANC agenda. Why create the narrative? There are more important issues we should be talking about. What can we do to change the lives of the Liberian people? Mr. Cummings have been in the street and continue to go to the street. Honorable Boakan, they have resolved that, hey, it's in the basket for them. They don't have to talk to the Liberian people. Fine. But I know that only 2% I can think of that have been engaged in the Liberian people. Mr. Cummings, after the election, he went all around the country. Mr. Boakan had not done that. Perfect. Mr. Cummings go around to talk to people. Honorable Boakan is relaxed because they say the Liberian people have resolved, hey, that's it. Only thing I want Mr. Cummings, I can see that try to engage the people. Other than that, who else?
Let's take this call. Caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, hello, LPR. This is Mr. Mawolo calling from Maryland.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to the guy who called before Cotto. It just makes me want to laugh every time I hear, the UP people trying to castigate Ellen. All you got is what Ellen gave you. And you trying to castigate her? How can you do that? How can you say you don't like the color of your skin and you got your father or mother color? I don't even understand what they're thinking about. They think like brown people stupid or what? This man worked with this woman for 12 years. And if you don't have anything to do but to try to castigate her, it's a shame. Now, where does all of this come from? All these years, 5 years now, you've been running from Cummings. You had dragged him to court, lie on him, try to smear his character, everything. You didn't succeed. Is now, when you're getting afraid again that you're going to lose, now it's Ellen as the new propaganda. If you guys listening to Fagon, if the aptitude of Fagon impress you, then you got problem. Because this thing here is the fallacy that you can't even imagine. What is all this Ellen Johnson sleep? A comment loader, somebody that can be controlled by Ellen Johnson sleep? For what? And besides, even if Ellen Johnson interfere, all of them want Ellen Johnson to interfere on their behalf. Ellen Johnson is a permanent, most respected citizen of Liberia right now in the world. So to come and try to criticize her, is just a foolhardy.
Okay.
When these people can't find anything to say, let them compete. We're going to.
Yeah. Hold on. Go ahead.
Incompetent. You will show your record of competence. If you can't show that, shut up. We're not going to tolerate nothing else but competence.
Okay.
Listen, we have tried the so-called Congo people. It didn't work. We tried the country people. It didn't work. We tried the PhD. It didn't work.
What is
In fact, they
what
stole more from us
what is
than
PM
anything.
what is PMB?
I said PhDs, the
Oh.
Immaterial Group,
Oh.
the whole interim government group. And then they're not trying the Zogos. It's not working. They keep on stealing. So now that we have tried everybody, it's not time to try about competence.
Okay.
It's not going to go to those.
Is he saying that PhD
going to
is
go to how long you been hanging around?
Okay.
You want to show your ability to do something. And you got nothing to show.
Mr. So you can hear me.
Just
Please ask the man. Is he saying that PhD?
He can hear you. Thank you. But Sissy have a question. Sissy, go ahead. Ask your question.
He said we tried a PhD, it didn't work. Now we're trying to try competence. So is he saying that PhD is not competence?
Not necessarily. Not because you got PhD mean you're competent.
So then what distinguishes?
They show that they were not competent.
Hold on. No, you didn't say that.
Interim government can show you.
Hold on.
Okay, he has a follow. John, he has a follow up. Go
You
ahead.
made a point. It's okay to clarify it like you're doing right now. It's fine. So what distinguishes competence from PhD? Because I'm hoping that there are a lot of PhDs, ANC, and Cummings has a master's degree, not far away from a PhD. Why is he competent with his degree and other people are not competent with their degrees?
Seriously, you are educated. You should know better than to ask me that kind of question. A degree don't make you competent.
Again, you didn't listen to my question.
Ability to produce that makes you competent.
My brother,
it results that make you competent. Now the degree you got.
Maulo, you didn't listen to my. You didn't listen to my
master, PhD, whatever.
We have to. Okay. All right, Malo. Thank you.
Maulo, listen to my question before you start insulting.
Thank you. Let me take this other caller. Please let him go. All right, Malo. Thank you, sir. Caller Samson told LIBERIA Public, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Mark. I'm calling from Maryland.
Yeah, but can you speak a little bit louder into the phone, please?
Hello, are you getting me?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to throw light on the former president, President Ali Justice Ali. I find it difficult with the ANC man that is on your show. Ali told the whole world that she found herself into an organization that she's not going to take part into politics. So if you would call Young Kanka Lawrence, Darius Dillon, Musa Belite, to have discussion with them in the interest of ANC, what do you expect the LIBERIAN people to say? And you sit on the platform, you see if Ellie endorsed UP. Ellie won't endorse UP because the person that is the standard bearer, she doesn't like the person. And that's the reason why you find Liberians today complaining, because it was something she said that she's not going to take part into politics. Where is she coming from of recent?
Okay.
Because she brought Cummings to Liberia to take part into politics. ANC people, I think you both are fighting the wrong battle. And at times, some of us will want to see that because you are Austrian of CDC, so you both pretending to be opposition, but you both are not.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, folks, Mr. So, I think we need to just go around the room and wrap it up. What do you think?
I don't know. You're in charge, but I'm not sure whether you're in charge. But I just want to make an observation with Mr. Maulo's point here. And it's not just only him, it's most of the people who tries to sell the agendas of someone that they believe in. You know, this sort of combative style, it just doesn't work with everybody, and it doesn't even do your candidate good. In this sort of a time like this, you gotta be very persuasive, a little bit tolerant, Even people that you disagree with, listen to them and see what you can get them over. But this fire for fire, Israeli-Palestinian type of politics, it's not all of the case, because some people that ask a question deliberately to see how you can invite or get people to engage in the conversation. So if you say something here and it just kind of watered down my ear and I try to do a follow-up, and then you just throw that back, well, okay, you throw it, but you don't even know who are the other people listening. We talk about other people's surroundings and we make judgment, we render judgment because of these people. This is why it's like this. Now you are becoming a little alligator in some sort of unknown land as well, and who knows, because when these people get there, some of you are well connected, you will get to there, and that's the problem. People should focus on know who your candidate, know what your candidate represent, know what your candidate intends to do to Liberia, the vision, how he or she wants to lead the country if we are to replace what we have now. But if you can't do that convincingly, if that tolerance is not there to make the case of that the argument for your candidate, then you're not even doing that. You're not even doing that person good as well. And that's, I mean, we've been seeing this thing playing out from time to time to time, and I don't know how. So why this Kumi guy? Why his message? Or why people hold certain thing against him or think certain thing is just not right? They need to figure that out and be able to kind of like set that agenda. Very few people are tolerant and try to do that. Well, you want to vote for Kumi, don't vote for him. We don't need your vote. So how is he going to win if you don't need if he doesn't need people vote?
Okay.
So
All right.
there was actually there was a point I was trying to make, and I understood my brother Mauro, and like I think Mr. Soldier came in and cut that out. I understood where Mauro was going, and I was being the devil's advocate. There was a reason I was asking that. The same reason why I asked Mr. George if there's a Congo person in the race, right? Because I know Alexander Benedict Cummings is not a Congo man, not a global man, right? And so I was asking for him to further elaborate because I didn't want him to fall into.
Caller, just hold on and lower your monitor, please. You're the last caller. Go ahead, sister.
I didn't want him to fall in the trap where people can always say CDC, ANC, the former CDC. So now they're coming on and saying education does not matter, right? And I knew what he was saying, but the way he said it, I wanted him to clarify it before he leaves so that people don't say, oh, ANC people say education doesn't matter. The PhD people went to go before so education. That's why I asked him that question. And I follow up with Cummings being educated with a master's. But I understand my brother. No hard feelings, my brother. I know we all, when we get passionate about Liberia, sometimes, get that way. So no hard feeling, my man, we're good.
Let me take this last caller then.
Elaborate.
Let me take this last caller, please, guys. Caller, go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, hello, everybody. How you guys doing?
Oh, fine.
Archie Frederick.
Can you hear
Archie
Mr.
Frederick.
George? Mr. George, can you hear?
George. Hello?
Can you guys hear? No?
I can hear him.
We hear him.
We hear him. Mr. George on a different phone again.
He on ANC phone.
I mean, I'm saying, don't put my knee in ANC people mouth now.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, Stacey, Amos, Josh, and Toe, and So, how you guys doing?
Fine.
Look, I understand sometimes, when people ask us questions, sometimes we just have to just listen and then come up with answers that, we all can benefit from,
Right.
Just ask me a question. Are you telling me that, a person with PhD is incompetent? I would say a person with PhD is competent. Maybe he or she is not competent for that particular field that person is talking about. Sister is talking about politics, medicine, engineering, electrical engineering. I mean, we have to specify. But in that case, I would say, we are competent. Once you went to school, you graduated, you got that degree, and you know something, you are competent. But let me come back to Mr. Cummings and UP folks. So people are out there, and whether we like it or not, people are out there saying, sorry for my voice, I've been sick all weekend. People are out there saying that, Mr. Cummings' last name, Cummings, is the problem. It's not Mr. Cummings. And they want to associate that name with being Congo. Look, as soon as, take for example, before Saturday and Saturday, when everybody started talking about Charlene Bronstein, people started talking about Kui, people started about Congo, both of them are Congo ticket. One thing is, we will not go away from that the diversity or maybe the negative part when it comes to tribalism in Liberia. We will not get away from it. All we have to do is to learn and maybe channel our differences or our negative thoughts to positive thoughts. It left Mr. Cummings people, it left with people that support Mr. Cummings to come out there and debunk some of the information that have been put out there. Eugene Fangon is one of them. So Eugene Fangon came up with some serious information that could damage Mr. Cummings. And if Mr. Cummings people sit down and allow it to happen, talking about unity, because you know what's going on right now with Unity Party? They're out there preaching negative stuff about Mr. Cummings, but then in turn they turn around and say, well, we want unification among the opposition. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Everybody should start going after each other. You know what? You have one target at the end is George Weah. And I believe that if Cummings can eliminate boycott in the first round and go go after George Weah, there's a strong possibility he could win. Because you know what? George Weah supporters, some of them do support Mr. Cummings. But CDC will go after Joseph Boyka. I don't care what you do. They hate Joseph Boyka, and vice versa. Unity Party hate George Weah. And there's no real information out there that would say that Joseph Boyka can beat George Weah. It didn't happen in 2017. It didn't happen with Cummings. But the signs are out there. There's nothing out there to prove that Joseph Boyka can beat George Weah in the second round.
Okay.
And the same with Mr. Cummings. But at least we can have some hopes.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Mr. Cole, I don't know
Thank
if
you.
you're
Very much, man.
guys. I don't know. I know we are most of the time. If we can just do a little bit extension, because it seems to be there are a lot of conversation coming out. And it's important that we have can we throw in 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes?
That's fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah. Somebody was just the last speaker. If I got, this is the problem, and this is the weakness of most of these political parties. They allow people to define them. That happens to Cummings. Cummings was defined by Costa. Instead of you telling people who you are, you can better explain yourself. But we saw what happened, and we saw how that hitting her is they're taking recovery. UG Fargon now is another person that is blowing this trumpet. And like I said this here, between the Unity Party and the ANC, President Weah is the incumbent. That's not a target now. So you're going to see this sort of high friction because what? They try to secure a place to see who is the main challenger. But unfortunately, you have talked about the end of there, but I'm not sure whether they are coming back. Now, I've not seen that video, but I think you were talking about it. So wait a minute, where is the strategy team? If this video or this thing were there, well, where has it been all of these years? Why will you allow people when at this point of time now your messaging supposed to be focus oriented so that people will see your true sense of you and what the deliverable that you intend to bring? Instead, they're bringing these dirt, and you have to talk about them because you can't ignore them because they are getting in people's ears because they are using that to define who you are. This is not. And mind you, this thing started within the system with the Benani Yuri when they were putting together that he's a stranger. So the long-term laboring, and they sat there, no public relation team, nobody to even something Sister talk about this thing, putting in that or whatever hammer, it became a big thing, and they tried to draw back instead of then to say, look, politicians.
Even he working out every day when he used to be working out every day, and wearing those muscle shirts and showing that he was fit. People start calling him baby police. All of a sudden, ANC ran away from him. He stopped working out. That was bad. You know, I don't know. Sorry.
You know, another thing that I also observed,
people say these things. People say these things on purpose to provoke and see their temperament, and they just fall into a blue without then taking time to explain who this guy is. So he's long being defined. It didn't, and that was when people say, "Oh, the CDC people break the opposite." So who want to do that? Lawson Plaka of Togo used to say that. He said when he's on the field, he targets his opponent who is a threat, and he will want to get you on the field. Of course, why you think they would allow them to hold together? But they started this self-destruction within the system, and it's still going on. I'm waiting when they narrow down to President Weah or one of these opposition. I want to see the reactions of these people, which way they're going to go.
In as much as I admire Ambassador Bakai, but one of the things that I noticed about ANC is that they tend to behave like the U.S. Democratic Party. The Democratic Party people, they will come out and say, now they're engaging, but before, the people know the truth. The people know how truthful things are. We don't have to. The people know the people are lying, man. If we respond, that means we're giving them room to talk more. And then the Republican Party continue to lie and lie, like Choo Hawkins.
Fox News this time, eh?
No, seriously. You remember what's his name? George Bush and Michael Dukakis, and the Democratic Party decided, the people know this is not true. Well, it got stuck. It's the same thing here. Cummings people, when Custer started doing that, they said, well, our people know we're not violent people and we don't go and behave like that. Let him just talk. And Custer, no response whatsoever. Custer went on and on and on. Now, Eugene Falcon, his situation is a little bit, and there was no stopping from Ambassador Bakai. Now, Eugene Falcon is doing pretty much the same thing, even though Ambassador Bakai and his people have not embraced Eugene Falcon in a sense, but at the same time, they are not stopping him to say, think now that, look, these people, we might need them. When we go second round, we might need these people. Let's stop this thing right now. Let us debate on issues and topics that will benefit our people. Instead, we're going gutter. They're not stopping anything. And this is what I frown on Ambassador Bakai, even though I admire him, but I frown on him. He and his people. Because Eugene Falcon asked Jeremiah Kuhn on Spoon Talk, where do you guys want me to go? You want me to continue with it? And Jeremiah Kuhn said, no, I will advise that you slow down. Slow down. When you give that kind of statement, you're rescued too. And you're telling him to slow down. That means you have already given him the go ahead to do what he's doing. And so even if he doesn't slow down, and if he creates accident, the fact that you as a VP candidate, I've recognized this man and say, if I were you, I would say slow down. That means your wife, the man, slow down. You have already given up, go ahead. And this is the thing that I'm talking about. So ANC, if they're gonna play the Democratic Party, this is what we got.
Can I be unequivocal on this show and push back really hard? I've been quiet and listening. And there are two things I wanted to strike really hard at. Number one, and it's not in order of importance, but number one is this issue of election denialism. People that keep saying that they stole election from George Weah. Hey, my people, we got educated Liberians in the world. Give us the data. Please give us the data. Let's look into it. And you are telling me the loudmouth Akara's graded will say that and they get data from the polling centers. And they show that how Abraham Darius was showing when that was going on, that Aaron Costa was posting results from every polling center. That the CDC that we know, that challenge a government 4 to 4 every day in the street will sit down with the data in the hand. And somebody tells them we take it from here because of the good of the country 2 times, not once. And they agree to it, then the Brempo should not have even elected them. Yeah, let's stop the election denying this thing. Give us the data and we'll believe you. Beyond that, just stop costing us. But most importantly is this issue of tribal politics, this nativist ideology that's taking hold in our country. It's not good. I am a native son of Lofa County. My pa and my man are Loma people. Every Liberian, whether they were born in Liberia, whether they migrated to Liberia from Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, like my grandfather migrated to Liberia from Guinea, or whether they were resettled slaves that came back from the diaspora, we all have equal rights to exist and excel and propel ourselves to higher heights in Liberia. This thing that my brother Eugene Fagon, I call him my brother because we come from the same Catholic school in Bomi, that they are doing with this Congo thing and native thing is not fair. Mama, stop. It's not fair. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. It is not fair. And I would tell anybody to show me one person in Liberia that is pure Congo. We've intermarried so much that it is not possible. Let's judge people on their competence. Let's stop this thing about this tribal politics. Yes, we agree. Our history is replete with our brothers and sisters who came back from the diaspora that did not treat the indigenous people right. We just have, for God's sake, Unification Day. Can we find a way to judge our brothers and sisters on their competence instead of all the blood that runs through them? This is bad. And this tribal stuff, this nativist ideology, as a native son of Liberia, I say shame on people who continue to propel that. If you cannot sell your candidate without saying somebody else is a stranger in the land, you shame onto you. And look, let's be fair here. I don't think, Mama, wait now. Okay, wait now. I don't think that the Charlene, Bronsky, and Azana Kumi ticket will be a good thing because Azana Kumi comes from a corporate world, and Charlene is a corporate lawyer. Having 2 people that come from a corporate world with none of them having served in government, I don't think it's great. But Azana Beneno Kumi has the right to pick somebody as long as, according to the Constitution, they're not from the same county. Charlene Brown is from Grand Bassa County. I mean, Charlene Bronsky is from Grand Bassa County. Mama, wait now. Mr. George, stop making it get it out. Charlene Brown is from Grand Bassa County, and Azana Kumi is from Maryland County. Let's judge people on their competence and their ability to deliver for Liberia. Now, 2 things I want to push back on.
Thank you.
I totally agree on that last issue. That's why on the platform, I continue to push against that tribal identity politics. That's why I continue to push on it. But some of the leaders are not even speaking on this issue here. And I said, this is wrong for our country. How can someone over 200 years ago, and you say you want to call up that person a name? And we all know the history of Liberia. Many of us, when I say many of us, our people came from somewhere to come to that country. But today we look at one group of people who want to put them in a basket that this is the kind of people. And every time I talk this here, who can you call Congo today in Liberia? Everybody. Intermarriages, interrelationships are there. So why we're creating the identity politics? I always say this: when the people don't like you, say then I come to label you. Say you see that man? I say that Congo man, don't mind him. That Congo man. I don't like it. Then that the group I will start putting you in because it's also it's not successful. So now say that Congo man. And I continue to speak on the issue. We should stop this thing here. And I urge the leaders to start speaking against this kind of device. Because it's not good. But people are pushing that line. Oh, look at her name. Cummings. Oh, Bronsky. I'm George. So you say a Congo man? Yeah? So Why are we doing this thing? It's to destroy the country. Look for competency. People who will think that can lead the country. A sister is capable of leading Liberia, whether he grow Congo, Bloma. I see something in sister, I say sister is competent to lead, I will support sister. I will not kind of
But then
sister,
the
sister
question, though,
government.
the
So
question
no.
I have for you and Sisse and even
It's
Mr.
wrong.
Soul on this, Mr. George, is this: why is it still resonating with our people?
Because
why is it still why our people have not recognized that these are our brothers and sisters as well? Why is it still resonating? And whenever something is not going right for them, they try to pick that up and try to run with it. Why is that?
Mr. To, why did the white supremacists ideology resonate with the bulk of the Trump supporters who propel him to the presidency? Well, you can always create a what about it, a wedge. You make other people other, and you blame part of the problems you're facing on the other people.
Yeah.
That is what Trump and his group were capable of doing here that got him elected. And that is what, except because if you go to Norfolk County and we got one hospital, Telawaya Hospital is a government hospital in that big county, and that hospital is now operating well, and you are taking your family member to Telawaya and the person died along the way because there's no transportation, no ambulance. And somebody tell you see the Congo police in their country all the year, they ate all that money. They were building mansions, they were riding yachts. You blame your grief. You blame that on the other, right? Even though Alexander Benedict Cummings or anybody else right now did not benefit from that. That is not to excuse what was done by no means in history. Because in this country, we're still dealing with the vestiges of slavery. That is not by any means to say that my people, when up to 1980, people stay high a celebration of a phantom of oppression called Maternal Nippo, who fired a cannon to kill a lot of indigenous people, and we celebrated that Maternal Nippo Day. That is not to say that there's not bad things that's happening in our history that we need to reckon with, but to blame your issue on the other.
So if what you're saying,
that's why it resonates.
If what you're saying, if that's something we need to go by, then I think whenever any of these political leaders come on any of these platforms that we have the opportunity, we first have to hold them to their feet and hold their feet to the fire so that they will distance themselves from these kinds of sentiment and from these kinds of statements being made. I think at this time, people like Falcon and think Ambassador Bakai and the people need to recognize and say, Falcon, you ought to join us and talk about issue and not this particular one here, because they're dividing all of us.
Let me say something. Mr. Cummings has admitted on the show that not everything in the past was done rightly. He has admitted to that not everything was done rightly. But as Sister was saying, we take this thing to push them, to drive the narrative, to make certain group of people look ugly for something that took them maybe 75 years ago, 60 years ago. We're not taking it and putting it on other people, because that is what we want to drive. We feel that it can drive our message, it will resonate with most of our people, because the level of our people thinking. The issue of Falcon, what Falcon said, I listened to the tape. The question that was waiting for someone to ask him, what was done illegally that affected the Liberian people? You say come serve on the board of the bank. Okay, today the bank is still operating. What document can you show that by coming behind the board, certain group of Liberians was affected?
Or did not benefit.
They did not benefit. Nobody asking that question. Second, he said Chevron, he was on Chevron board in the United States and in Liberia. What did Chevron did in Liberia that Mr. Cummings was part of the decision that affected the Liberian people? He said, when Ellie left, one of the company packed up and left. But if you have a hostile business atmosphere, why would a company want to do business? there. Did he create the avenue to entertain the business that were there? Total pack up and left. Other company pack up and left. What was the atmosphere? The people complain, taxation and other hostile activities. So the question here is, when Falcon is yelling and saying this thing, people should be able to question him, ask him, what is in the document that you are alleging that he took personally that affected the Liberian people? It's not just come because, as Mr. Soul was saying, because when this thing, our society is very godly. When they see someone yelling like this, 1-2 times they tend to believe it now. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And this is very dangerous.
All
But
right.
today for the United Party, oh, this is a great guy. You are the same man. That's Eugene Falcon man who was suspended by Georgia for 1 week for a statement he made against it. The same Congo people that the U.S. Embassy had to call on George Weah. They had to suspend him for a week. Today now, he's a darling boy of the United Party.
Right.
He's
Okay.
a darling boy of the United Party. And
All
that's
right.
why yesterday I said that about him. Because he's going around peddling this idea. This person will kill under this man regime. And that's why I said yesterday, stop. You do not know this man. You have no evidence.
So here's the thing. I don't usually like to pick the soundbite from other network.
Yeah,
but I think we need to, there are some crazy stuff that ongoing. We need to call them out as it is, because these things are dangerous for the country. And sadly, the voters, the electors, and even viewers, Liberian people, they do welcome and celebrate these things when people are doing them. It speaks to the same point I was talking about politicians. Our politicians are not willing to take the risk. I heard the CEO himself was thinking, today, whatever should the role of a media, anyway, I mean, it's just a side situation. We are not helping the process, and eventually when our people make some wrong choices, and then we come back, because we are not setting the stage, we are not setting the bar, we are not making the standard of a quality in terms of the conversation that we're going to be keeping. But you have people like Eugene Fagon with a loose mouth sit and say anything, and not even any of the panelists or the owner of the network is not calling him out to say no. Yes, there must be some really arguable points, and these points must be policy oriented. It's not happening. He did that with during the last election. And what happens at the end of the day? He was rewarded with a political position. He went and did all sort of crazy things. He come back now. He's doing the same thing because he knows the last time he was benefited. So this is something that he knows at the end of the day, he will be rewarded. John McCain, ordinary person who was just in a crowd, makes a crazy statement, and he struck that
Obama,
and said, this is not what my campaign is all about. What's about somebody who sits on a major news outlet, people listening to you, the head of a network or former head who still have authority, sits there, and nothing is being done to say this is not what going to be a delivery. This is not what going to put bread and butter on the table of the Liberian people. And everybody say that, yeah, and they laugh about it, and the thing is going to go away. How do we expect voters to make informed decisions? How do we question these politicians, people who wants to be? And this is why some of them, they don't want lecture show out on news at all. Because you people, the liberal here, the Amos George is good. You pick a side, but you become more party-driven than even your country. You think you are so much entrenched in the party, and we do not discuss the issue. So some people, they look at it, well, I stay away. Whether I go on in an interview, I can win the election or go away. But when we have these people in the interest of fairness, and when even we as a facilitator of this thing, when we're making this statement, we must be able to hold ourselves responsible for some of these careless statements. Guys, the liberal progressive, he bending his hair down now. So that's an indicator of the time the old man wants to.
Yeah. I think we're most likely going to pick this up again tomorrow.
We're here tomorrow.
It's a topic.
Did I tell you? Did I answer your question tonight, the liberal? Somebody should come help you. Did I help you out tonight?
Oh, I come and tell my audience now, you can't hijack my show tonight. Monday day myself will have that conversation. And Monday I go on a different platform where you will not be able to how do you call it, interfere.
Oh, so you want to go to your Tabata on the other side? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you out of that other outlet tonight before the night pass. Hey, Libra, thank you so much, guys. We're gonna be tomorrow is Wednesday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow Wednesday. We're coming on with you.
I'm not sure whether you're gonna be here. I don't know
And
whether.
Why would I not be? Why would I not be here?
And you say you're going on a different network?
None of your business.
I just asked you.
My system might not allow you to.
None of your business. The Memphis Infantry, my program, my beautiful program I had tonight. I was enjoying myself.
This was like a renegade soldiers who commander down the battle. I mean, he was just going on and on and on, no break, nothing.
And Mr. So, it just pity. You come out to say these things, and nobody to push back to ask you, hey.
I don't want anybody to push back.
Tell me something.
What?
No, I mean, what the doors, and as Mr. So is saying, the person who owns it.
You see that now? Mr. So, your friend again to know. You when you myself on the platform when you're not here, you myself you don't be shaking, you stand it down.
No. Because last night I can't after you.
Fagon, we all were in Camp Waterloo. Yeah, he knows me. And you take a high-profile government position, Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, who the foreign diplomats, the world listen to channel government message. Is that how Moses Washington used to behave when he was Minister of Information? And you just talking. That's what happens when you put wrong people in wrong places who do not even merit anything, who should not even go within the proximity of that. Because is that institution is so prestigious. Anything comes out of that, the world believes it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Mr. So
there must be a political reward.
Yes.
Sit down on this outlet and nobody hold them accountable, nobody hold them responsible. Anything comes out of their mouth, forgetting to know people listening to them, they don't even see it and just throw anything without justification or without even giving the accuser the opportunity to he or she to explain themselves. Or because it's all political, because they want to be in the eyes of the camera. So at the end of the day, their argument would justify the action for which they should be rewarded. Simple it is. Simple. And that's why you see other than like that.
Of course.
When he began, somebody, he defended his government. It's because they fired him because of an irresponsible attitude now. So he turned renegade and said that and spilled out something when we should be holding these people accountable.
You know, almost 6 years or so ago, or 7 years or so ago, we brought Facon on LIBERIA Public Radio. And there was this PhD from Atlanta.
I got multiple videos here.
Yeah, a PhD from Atlanta that night.
And that's another.
He said, this Facon man is a trouble person. He's not to be trusted. And you're trying to promote him. That's a shame. And Facon got angry. He wanted to leave. So I told him, no, you're our guest. You stay. We'll make sure to protect whatever it is you're saying. So I think we all have somehow will take responsibility of his stuff. But anyhow, that's in the past.
I even like to validate this thing, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. So that's why somebody come up from I don't validate because this gentleman. I know Facon well.
You said that.
I know Facon very, very well. We were in Ghana together. He can't maybe and this thing started between him and myself way back.
Waterloo, he knows me.
Yeah, it started between Facon. When you remember the case when the first lady, the Chinese delegation came to Liberia, when he heard about that hair factory, we were doing a program. The guy was in London. We were doing a program, and the guy asked me, "What do you think of that?" I said, "No, this was wrong. For the first lady to be meeting business people in the office of the person was wrong." I said, "Show conflict of interest." Minister Facon called that guy on the program that day and told the man everything about me. So the guy asked me, "Oh, do you know the minister?" I said, "We said Facon." I said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "But the man said you're here together. You used to play football together, everything." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But I tell the minister to say that the first lady is a ordinary citizen." I said, "That is completely wrong." I said, "Ordinary citizen does not care diplomatic passport.
All right.
Does not have 24-hour security."
I'll see you guys.
She has a budget. I said she's not ordinary citizen. So tell the minister. There was a same guy who said, if we call them to take colleges, they will take colleges to defend the revolution in Liberia.
Fine.
There was a deputy minister of information speaking.
Right.
He was the same guy who said that even if they fire him, he will stay like Liberia to sell cold water to defend the revolution. Why did he stay there?
Yeah, no. But anyway, thank you, Mr. George. Mr. Soul.
We should be talking about the issue, kitchen table issue, that what we should be debating. But
tomorrow.
they throw all the kind of thing into the conversation to muddy the water.
Yeah, the Honorable Sir just said, I think it's Honorable just said, sir, I'm still, that invitation is still up in the air. We need to talk to you. We've got to get people on record. But I think he's comfortable. But just let us know we're going to have this conversation. I mean, that's what we want to do here. I'm sorry to say, but it is where it is. We need to hold these people. Just how we sit on the outlet, we do some stuff. We ourselves must be held accountable for some of these wrong things. And Fagon should be one of those. I don't see the reason why that network people, they're encouraging them. They are helping to divide the country with this sort of we should be calling them. They are lucky they have these assets because they go there and people just talk and walk free, say anything they want to say. When they should be focusing on the issue, substance, and why these people want to be. They have access to it and they abuse it and they sing and everybody like and go about it and they think they're going to help the country. So
okay, guys, we're way past time. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. Let's meet again tomorrow night. Thank you, Mr. Soul. Thank you, Mr. George. And good night to both of you.
And continue to say you don't know them, but you defend them.
I don't know them, but I admire them. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Again, folks, Samson, to way past time here tonight. I want to thank all of you that continue to follow us. Those of you that started with me from the beginning before Mr. Soul came in and hijacked my program tonight, I say come and join me Monday, and I will ask the same question. I thought you said good night. Where are you coming back? You see what I'm talking about?
So, wait a minute. After all the good things we did, and then you start slamming me? Okay, good night. I'll go for good night.
Okay. But anyway, folks, join us tomorrow night. We'll be on. Mr. Soul will be here to moderate tomorrow night show. And the reason why we do these things is not for hate, but we're trying to see how best these things can be done in our society and in a country that will benefit all of us. So please come in tomorrow again, and we'll do the best we can. With that said, I will say good night to all of you. Thank you very much for your involvement and for your support to Liberian Public Radio. Good night, folks.
C'est au Tizuema, encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas lu que yo. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi que j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas lu que t'as mobile de moi avec moi, nous on s'en m'a pris. On va battre au moins, néo. On t'a dit, t'as mon mouillé, on s'est abattu pour moi, il pleure. Tu vois, avec la loque yo. Quand on soit du lot, allez! Why not?